Hello, welcome to this session where I'm going to share 10 basic exam tips. And these exam tips are very useful for those preparing for or writing the GCE ordinary and advanced level. So if you are writing the GCE ordinary level, the GCE advanced level, the TVE, technical and vocational education exam, both intermediate level and advanced level, please follow up strictly. It's very important, but if you are not concerned with any of these exams, you can share with those who need these tips to pass their exams. So take note of that. I am Z. James Combe. I'm a GCE examiner, a professional translator, and a bilingual teacher. So I'm going to share with you the tips that you can use to pass your exam. So please feel free to share if you are concerned. Follow up all the tips. If you are not directly concerned, share with those who are willing. Your brothers, sisters, friends, and other people who may be interested. Let's begin right away with the first tip, which is very important. Here is the first tip. Prepare adequately and attempt many past questions. So prepare very well. Attempt all the past questions that are related to your subject. Previous exams, to know the nature of the questions, to know how to prepare better for the exam. So try to look at the various questions that are asked in all your subjects. Read your notes, read your textbooks, and try to see if you can answer the questions. It could be mathematics, physics, history, literature, French, English language, whatever you have been taught. Please find out how uh, you will be assessed in the exam and prepare accordingly. Let's move to the second tip, which is very simple. It just involves having all your writing materials and having your identification documents like the ID card, personal timetable. You need to have all of that available. So take note of that, especially these writing materials too. So most often some people neglect them. Put all of them on the table. So just put all of them together so that you will not forget any item. Very important. Some students put the items in separate locations in their room. So that will make you to forget one of them. But if you put all of them together, you are more likely to remember to take all of them. So that is it. Let's move to the third tip, which focuses on punctuality. Punctuality is very important. Don't neglect this point. When you are not punctual in the exam hall, you will be stressed up and you may not be able to perform to your maximum capacity. Stress, not answering all the questions, all the problems start from here actually. And when you are too late to the exam, you may not even write at all. So why not come early enough to sit and wait for the invigilator to give you instructions, give you the answer sheet, the question papers, and then you fill the information required from you in your answer sheet. It's very important to do that. Don't neglect that, please. Let's move to the fourth tip. And the fourth tip is very important too. So this is the fourth tip. Respect instructions strictly and ask for clarifications when necessary. This is an example of somebody following instructions. The girl is reading the instructions. Don't see her with a pen. She's forward looking at the instructions before writing. The boy is asking questions, trying to find out. He has not understood something about the instructions and he wants to find out what he's supposed to do. Those are things that you should equally do. Don't assume that things are easy. Ask if you are in doubt. Let's move to the next point, which is about answering all the questions. Very simple point, but which many people neglect. Answer all the questions. Actually, answer all the questions in paper 1. It is paper 1 that you have to answer all the questions. There are other papers like paper 2 or paper 3 where you may not answer all the questions, depending on the instructions, of course. So if the instructions indicate that you should answer all the questions, you should answer, but the instruction specifies that you should answer 3 questions. For example, as in this case, you should answer that required number of questions. Don't answer 4 when you are asked to answer 3. Don't assume that people will have to read to help you. No. So answer and choose the best. You choose the best that you can answer. Don't expect somebody to choose the best one that you have answered. No. Take that time and choose appropriately. What are your best questions that you can answer? Answer them. And leave the ones that you cannot answer or which are a bit difficult for you. So it's very important to do that. So never assume that you can answer more questions and don't answer less too. If you answer fewer questions than expected, of course, you automatically lose marks for the question that you have not answered. Attempt all the required questions. Let's move to point 6. Point 6 is answers to each essay question should have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. That is very important for you to take note of. So you should have a body, introduction, the introduction first, followed by the body, and finally the conclusion. In the introduction, you simply state the relevant details. Let me take a simple example. What are the reasons for annexation of Cameroon? You need to talk about the various countries that were involved in the annexation of Cameroon. You need to talk about the dates and so on, the periods of annexation and so on. That's for introduction. The body will have to do with the reasons for the annexation. That is the focus of the question. And if you have 4 points, of course, they should be developed in 4 separate paragraphs. And after that, you have to conclude, which means that you may have up to 6 points. So then that leads us to point 7, which is each point in essay questions should be explained in a separate paragraph. So in the case of the annexation of Cameroon, of course, the introduction will be a paragraph. The first point for what that's the reason for the annexation will be paragraph 2 and so on and so forth. So altogether, you need to have up to 6 paragraphs if you have 5 reasons for the annexation of Cameroon. If you have 4 reasons for the annexation of Cameroon, if you have 5 reasons why Cameroon was annexed, you have to add the introduction on the conclusion, which will be 7 paragraphs. Please don't joke with paragraphs. Indent the paragraphs clearly and prove to the examiner that you've mastered the topic by organizing your work very well. That will help you to have more marks. Let's take the next point, which is tip 8. Tip 8, you should use your best handwriting. Use your best handwriting when writing the official exams. So if your handwriting is not good, of course, you will not be understood. People will not know what you are trying to express. So in as much as you are fast, try to write clearly, practice writing clearly at home before even coming to the exam hall. Here, for example, you see that the handwriting is clearly written, following the lines, and then you will have the spacing too between words. So immediately after you finish writing a word, please give enough space before writing the next word. Don't economize so much. So write normally, and you will still write. You will still not finish the booklets. Generally, the booklet has many pages, so don't bother about that. The materials will be provided, and so you don't need to overcrowd your work. If you make a mistake, you cancel neatly and write the correct one properly. So feel free to make corrections, but don't avoid a lot of dirty work. Don't have so much dirty work. Let's move to point 9. Don't try to cheat in any form. I've capitalized this because it's very serious. Cheating will automatically cancel your result and you may be banned for 1, 2, or 3 years. by the GCE board. So try to avoid cheating. Very important. Let me even underline that point, or underline it so that you can remember that point very well. So cheating is something that you should not try. Have confidence in yourself, like this young boy here who says, I trust myself, I will succeed. So be very confident about yourself. Avoid cheating in any form, like this one. So he's trying to cheat. That is not good. So avoid that. This is what you should do. It's very important. If you and cheating here has to do with using phones, pre-prepared material, copying from another person, all forms of cheating. That's why I say in any form, all forms of cheating, avoid them so that you don't have the risk of being suspended for and or losing the academic year. So take note. Let's move to the last point, which is very important. Avoid post-examination discussions. Don't discuss answers when you finish writing for the day. When you finish writing, go home. If it is the last paper of the day, go home and go and start preparing for the next one. If it is the first paper of the day and there's another paper coming up, sit somewhere and reflect on the next subject or the next paper that you want to write. If you are writing paper one and you're waiting for paper two, why not reflect on the paper two, which you are waiting to write. If you are writing paper two and waiting for paper three, why not reflect on that paper? If you are finished writing a particular subject, why not think about the next subject rather than discussing the answers of the previous subject? So I'm sure you've understood this point clearly. So avoid that discussion like this. It's trying to discuss with this, so it's just not allowed. That's not good. Even after the exam, even when because you see that finish writing and are relaxing, they should not discuss the previous paper. If they want to even discuss, it should be about the next paper that is coming up. Like this one is revising. He remains focused. Uh, he remains focused, he's revising, he prepares, and then that will lead to excellence. So take note of those tips, please. Very, very important. We've come to the end of the tips. Remember to follow these tips, share to those who are writing so that they can also pass. I wish you good luck in your exam. If you find this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share so that others can benefit from it. So do that immediately, please, if you find it interesting, of course. And that will help so many people to have those A grades that they really want to have. Or if you are the one writing, you need to have those A grades. Those are the points that will distinguish you. Instead of having maybe only C's, you'll have to follow these tips to have a better score. All right. Thank you once more for watching. And if you find this video interesting, of course, you can share, and don't forget to check other videos in my channel talking about exams and other related topics. So thank you very much. Waiting for their celebration, their victory whenever you pass the exam. So if you pass the exam, I'll be happy to hear that you follow the tips and they were useful to you. So let me stop sharing at this level. Bye-bye. Thank you.